What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Welcome back to another video. Now, thank you guys for joining me on the Matthew Perry 2 channel. You know I like to talk about stocks here, and I mainly talk about my dividend portfolio. And that's what I'm here to bring you guys today. It is currently the 3rd of February. I just got over a cold, so I couldn't really do it on the 1st. But we're going to go over exactly how much I made in dividends for the month of January. This is on a $150,000 portfolio. Technically, it's only on a $145,000 portfolio because I just invested $5,000 into it, but we'll say it $150,000 portfolio. So if you could, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, if you want to get your journey started, I have a link for Robinhood down below. I also have a link for Webull and other platforms if you want to just invest either into cryptocurrency or stocks. So now over the last month, right, we've seen some interesting movement, right? Where the last time we talked about it, my portfolio was significantly down, not overall, but definitely in the more recent past, we've seen thousands upon thousands of dollars that it did drop down. I think it was down in like a 6 month or 3 month period. It was down like $3,000 from the higher points that it was at. But overall, it was still up about like 5,000 or $6,000, something like that. But up a decent amount, and it's still up. Don't get me wrong, it still is up, but we've seen some more positive movement since then, and we've been able to make investments into different plays as well. So let me show you where my portfolio is, and then we'll get into actually how much we've received in dividends over that time period. Now, my investment portfolio, I do invest with Robinhood. My investment portfolio is sitting at $50,404.14. It's slightly down on the day by $270 or about 0.18% on the day. If we look at the last week, it is down by 1% or $1,603. And then you have in the last month, it's up by 1.4%, up 2,800 or $2,187.73. In the last 3 months, it's slightly up by about 0.19%, $278. And the year to date, which is this last month basically, we're up about 2%. 2.2%. So this year has been good so far. The month of January to where we are today in February, it's been pretty good compared to where everything was at the end of last year. In the last year, it's still up by about $9,000 or 6.37%. And then all history, I am up 9,300 or 6.2% overall. You could see how it was at a way higher point where we were up 10 or almost 11% and or $14,000. And now, we're recovering a little bit. Here we were only up by about 3%, and here now we're up by 6 or 7%, which is great to see overall history wise and where that is. Now, like I said, I recently decided to make an investment. I decided to buy, I decided to take $5,000 more dollars and I invested it into JEPI, which is one of my monthly paying dividends that has been performing pretty well, and the dividend is pretty high. But I don't believe the dividend will stay at these levels. It will fluctuate and then get to a more consistent level over time. But as of the last time we checked, it was at a higher level of about 7%. So I want to see that continue, especially with the growth that we are seeing. But in due time, right? So I took $5,000, I invested it there, and now I have 374 shares of JEPI. I still have my over 1,000 shares of SCHD as well, 1,370 shares. Looking to get to 2,000 shares of SCHD before I decide to move on to other things, heavier into other things. But what we're here for is not just to look at my portfolio and where things have stood. We're looking at my dividend payouts. How much did I get paid in dividends in the month of January? So if we go to my history, you're going to see here we have a couple of things that are pending, and we have more recent dividend payouts. Now, the older history, you'll see we have on January 2nd, we received $16.44 from Nike. So that was the dividend payout there. We're going to put that onto our spreadsheet. We received a Wisdom Tree dividend, which is $7.74, which honestly is a lot lower than what I had listed. I had listed somewhere around $51.17. So seeing $7 really rubbed me the wrong way. However, we do have another Wisdom Tree investment that came through, another Wisdom Tree dividend that came through, about $21, which giving the total, it was about $28.67. Still insanely lower than where we saw it at, which we will go into in a couple of minutes. If we go to, again, January 3rd, we receive a dividend from JP Morgan Equity Premium, which is $113.54. This also seemed low compared to what I had listed and what I had projected. My projected amount was about 130, so seeing it at 113 wasn't great for me to see, but it still is extra money, so I can't be mad at it. Then you had the Dow Jones that paid me $2.83. That's as expected. We have Realty Income that paid me $59.90, which is higher than expected. SPHD that paid me $70.27, which is slightly lower than what I expected. And you have the S&P 500 that paid me $4.64 there on January 30th. So the total that we received, if we go to my new spreadsheet, the total that we received is $296.29, which is about $30 or $34 lower than what I expected to get paid out. But either way, still getting paid $300 in this month. I'm not going to be mad at it. I'm going to be okay with it. And we have a $150,000 portfolio here. Now, with all of these numbers here, I tend to change the yield as time goes on, but I do want to go into what we see there. So for JP Morgan Equity Premium, I currently have a 7.14%. I would imagine that it's going to be lower. So if I go into JEPI, where's JEPI? Somewhere around here, right there. JEPI, we should scroll down here and we should see the dividend, which will be 7.08%. Instead of 7.14. Now it's not really much of a difference. It's just, I guess, the payout wasn't as high there, which still doesn't make a huge difference when it comes to how much it is projected. But $113.54, I'm not really mad at it. Realty Income currently stands at a 5.1%. So let's go to Realty Income. Let's look at which ticker symbol. Oh, it's all the way down at the bottom. I forget what it was. It was 5.73%. I know that that's higher than what we have at 5.1%. So 5.73. Oh, I put another dot. 73% gets me to that $59-ish, around that area. So it's giving me what I have projected. Now, the one that I am really worried about is Wisdom Tree. So we're going to go and dive into Wisdom Tree really quick to see what has happened there, because that is basically half of what we saw, which I don't know what the symbol of Wisdom Tree is. I think it's DHS. DHS. Let's scroll down here, and we're going to see that we're at a 3.71% yield there. So what do we have listed here? We have a at 3.67. So we're in line. It's just something's going on where we didn't get paid the correct amount that's there, or what we at least projected there. So we got paid $28.67 from that. I would want to continue to invest into it. It's still above the 3%, or well above the 3% threshold that I wanted to see, but it does feel bad when you see this much of a difference compared to where we were. It's like $20 or so worth of a difference, $22, $23 worth of a difference. But we still got paid $296.29, and we're going to continue to grow. Now, one thing that I did add to this portfolio, right? I added, or not to the portfolio, but to the tracker. I wanted to see how much I stand to make in dividends over time. So if I'm getting paid, let's say it's 800. Actually, let me fix this and make sure that everything is lining up right. And everything's lining up right there. Everything's good. So the total amount that we would be getting paid is, it looks like, let me go ahead and move this, and let me roll this down. It'll be about $6,000 total that we should be paid over the year, assuming that we stay the same, which I don't project that we're going to stay the same. My next thing that I added here was a goal. I want to see this grow over this year, over 2025, up to $250,000. Now, that's not just growth, right? I don't expect it to grow $100,000 in what I'm investing here because that's not going to happen. What I expect to do is I'm going to consistently make investments. I really want to make $2,000 worth of an investment per month, which will give me about $25,000 there. Maybe $10,000 worth of a gain, $30,000, $35,000 overall. Then you have the gains of the dividends, which will be about $6,000. So let's just say that's $40,000. I need to make up another $60,000, and I need to find a way to invest in more things as time goes on, which I do expect to make money from, like cryptocurrency, which I'm going to invest into dividends. After I make that money from the cryptocurrency, that's where it's going to end up, especially after I pay taxes. I do plan on, if I have anything extra after after the taxes are paid, in my accounts, I'm going to move majority of that over there. So it could end up making up all of that before we even get to May, which would be great. But I would let you guys know that it's not growth that we're seeing there. It's just me growing the account manually. So anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know if this goal is obtainable, especially after the first year, growing this to $150,000 or adding a lot into that. Seeing it grow by 9,000, seeing me add about I think, or $3,000 worth of dividend payments, as well as, what I'm putting into it. So anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know where your dividend account stands, what your goals are, where you want to grow it, and if you have any of these investments. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.